All right, guys, it is November 16th. Team Simply Beautiful call. Got a lot of you on here tonight, which is super exciting. Welcome on. I see a lot of new faces too, which is also really exciting to me. I want to first start this call with recognition because I'm so fired up about what we get to talk about tonight. So whoever has somebody to recognize, please unmute really quickly for me. Anybody got anybody? Stephanie? You anybody to recognize?
Do I need to recognize myself?
No. Recognize your emerald, dude.
Oh, yeah. I haven't yet announced it because she wasn't on the call. Oh, no, because we hit it after the call. Yeah, so Kristen's actually joining us for the first time tonight, too, which is exciting because usually she is has to do other stuff, and like a lot of us, she's married, so she's spending time with her husband. But Kristen hit Emerald on Friday, and she's at Success Club 9, almost Success Club 10, and she's only been doing this for 2 weeks, which is mind-blowing. So congratulations, lady.
Thank you.
We're so excited. I cannot believe I was telling Stephanie like how insane it is what her team is doing in like a matter of a week and a half. So congratulations to you. That's a huge accomplishment. Emerald is it's like just the beginning for you. And I have, anybody else have anything? Anyone they want to recognize? Okay. All right. So I have one. Our team, as you guys all know, is pushing for Elite. And Stephanie has started with me on September 2nd, and she popped Emerald. She told me, she's like, I'm going to hit Emerald in October, and she ended up hitting Emerald like a couple weeks after she started. And then all of a sudden she's like, you know what, let's just do this diamond thing. And Stephanie is going to officially be our newest diamond coach as of tomorrow. So that means our team is officially going into 3-star qualification tomorrow morning. And you guys read what I said about her in the team page. I 150% meant every word. She's somebody that has listened and has been a student of this business since day one, and it showed off. It's shown immensely in everything she's doing, and I'm so proud of you, so freaking proud of you, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen for you and your team over the next couple of months. So congratulations. All right. Okay. So let me get this up for you guys because I do want you guys to see this because this is freaking phenomenal. This is your Success Club board right now. This is insane. It is only November 16th, and this is where everybody's sitting as of right now. This is awesome. That's a lot of lives change. As you guys can see, there's blanks at the bottom. That's not by mistake. I just didn't know if anybody was going to sign somebody up tonight or not. So I leave it blank until Thursday morning. But that's a lot of lives changed. We've officially passed 50 people. I think we're at 54 right now, which means that we're donating 108 cans to our local food bank. So if you guys are unaware of what we've been doing, we have been, every single person that we help in the month of November, we're going to be donating 2 cans per person. So every Success Club point. So we're basically helping our local food banks. So the more people we help, the more we're giving back to our community. So everybody keep pushing because we're shooting for 100 people throughout November, and we're already over halfway there. So keep challenging your coaches in order to take it to the next level and to help somebody else out. For those of you that may not be aware, our team has 1 week left until we can qualify for Elite. We have 2 coaches right now and their teams that are pushing extremely hard. So just give some love to Emily, give some love to Ashton and their teams as they push, as well as my second business center. All the coaches in there too. We are all working really hard to make it happen. And guys, you guys are gonna, as of next Wednesday night on our team call, we will find out where we're sitting and if we're going to make it happen in 2016. So let's send some encouragement to all the coaches that are pushing right now. It's going to happen. Like I'm smiling because I know it's going to happen, and we're excited about it. And just root everybody on. We're really pumped for what's about to come. And I do want to mention something very briefly before I bring in Zach. Jack was excited to see his name. So I was just on the call with the girls that are pushing for Diamond and for Emerald over the next couple of days, and I did mention something, and I'm not going to go into too much detail on this, but I do want to bring it up because I do feel like it's important, and I feel like everybody needs to hear this. We are right now, as you guys know, and for those of you that are on the last call, I apologize for hearing this twice. For those of you guys that know me, I'm a very selfless person. I don't like putting pressure on somebody else to reach a goal because I have this like in the back of my mind where I'm like, if I'm doing this all the time, I am going to be like, they're going to be feeling like they're being forced to do this on my benefit. And I hate that feeling. I hate that feeling because that's what happens when the whole family's on the team call. So I was talking to my upline, Natalie, and we were discussing, she talked to her corporate mentor, and her corporate mentor said that we need to find our six. And I'm going to tell you guys what that is right now. Finding your six is finding the stuff that you're comfortable doing every single day. That's where we operate in our business. We don't operate at a 5 because that's mediocre, right? We operate at a 6. It's just doing a little more than the average coach is doing, which is doing your adding your friend requests, doing your invitations, posting on social media, being consistent in your workout. That's your 6, where you're feeling comfortable. But the thing is, and it's crazy about this business, is there are seasons of push. And there are times where you have to take your 6 to an 8. And there's times that you're going to have to take it up a notch in order to make sure that you get to where you personally want to be at the end of 2016 or in the next upcoming time. So at this time in my, like I said, I have this problem where I feel like I put too much pressure on a coach, and they're gonna hate me for it, and they're gonna be like, oh, I don't want to do this thing, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But really, the whole gist of this thing is like there's gonna be times where you have to push a little harder. And needless to say, as a lot of you are probably experiencing right now, the holiday season is a time where you have to take it to an 8. You have to. I mean, that's just the way it goes. But I want you guys to understand this, that your season of push, that season that you're at an 8, is a season. It's temporary. There's going to be a time where you're going to go back to your 6, and that is January 1st. And that's okay. The thing is that we don't ever want to go below that. We don't want to be the coach that goes from an 8 to a 2, and we also don't want to be the coach that stays at an 8. Why? Because you're going to burn yourself out. This is a small season of push that we're pushing for something extremely big. Elite. You guys are all pushing for rank advancements, Success Club, different things like that. And maybe you have to do something a little bit extra right now to make it happen. Maybe you have to reach out to a few more people. Maybe you have to put up a post that you're not comfortable posting. Maybe you have to do a coach opportunity call. Like right now, I am operating at a 10. And I told the coach on the other call this. I'm operating at a 10. Like, I will answer the phone for anybody that needs me right now. Like, I'm doing 3-way calls with people that aren't even my PS coaches. Like, I'm doing extra coach opportunity calls because I know that this is the season that I need to personally push. It is temporary, and guys, we're going to go back down to that 6. We are. But right now, for whatever your purpose is, whatever you're pushing for, it's okay to push a little more right now because it's not going to last long. You'll go back to your 6, but right now you need to put a little extra in. And I have to mention this because, again, it's something that I struggle with personally. We cannot, as leaders, encourage our teams to not go to the next level. It is wrong of me to not try to push you to the next level. I did not get to where I'm at in my business without my coach pushing me. I didn't. If she wouldn't have set expectations for me, if she wouldn't have set deadlines for me, if she wouldn't have helped me set goals, I would not be here where I'm at today. So it's up to me to make sure that I am pushing you to the next level, or your coach is pushing you to the next level, or you're pushing your coach to the next level. It's important because honestly, and this is what Kim Carver from Beachbody said, and I have it written down on this piece of paper. Every time I get in a moment, I swear. When we don't show people, like we don't push our coaches to another level, we're basically telling them that we don't believe in them and we don't believe they can do it. So when your coach is messaging you and they're asking how your conversations are going, or if you vlogged your workout that day, or if you're posting on social media, that's not because like they're trying to annoy the shit out of you. That is because you told them on the very first call that you wanted something out of this. And they're making sure they hold you accountable. And they're making sure that you follow through with your word. This is a temporary season of push right now. That's what I'm telling you guys. We're all going to have to make some sacrifices during this season of push, right? I'm on calls constantly. I can be spending time with this guy, but I'm on calls with my coaches constantly right now. I make sacrifices. I'm not sitting in front of the TV. I'm on a call with you guys. You might have to make some sacrifices during this small season of push, but guess what's going to happen? Even though you might hate me or your coach at the end, right before it, the moment that reward comes in, you're going to be so happy. You're going to forget all those reasons you were pissed off that your coach was pushing you so hard in the first place. Does that mean I'm going to sit there and poke you and badger you constantly? No. But it is up to me to make sure that I'm giving you the tools that you need to succeed. It's up for you to give your coaches what they need to succeed, and it's okay to push them to that level. Are you guys okay with being pushed to get to where you want to be? Not like shoved. I'm talking pushed, right? If you're okay with that, let your coach know so that they can help you get to where you want to be, wherever it is in your business. All right. So, welcome to the call. I'm going to scoot over. Come on then. You're kind of far away. They're not going to be able to hear. So, I was thinking tonight, like, what can I bring to the team tonight that maybe not be something that you guys have heard before, maybe something that you guys need to hear in a different perspective. And how many of you guys know my story, like how I got started on this? How many of you are aware of how many times I've failed? How many obstacles I've had to go through? Not many, right? You know some of them. This guy's seen every single one of them. He's seen the times that I've doubted myself. He's seen the times that I wanted to quit. He's seen the times where he's going to tell you guys tonight that were not my finest moments. And he is going to tell you guys my story from his perspective. He's here to answer your questions. He's here to tell you why that spouse account is so important, because toward the end, we're going to share the income that has come in because of that account, having a second account. We're here to show you guys that, like, this is a team effort. So you might not see him selling a challenge pack, and you never will. You might not see him posting on social media, and you never will. But you will see the role he plays in my business and why he is so vital, not just for our relationship, but for making sure that, like, we take this to the next level together. So basically, I'm going to have him just kind of take it away and have him share a little bit. And then, like you guys said, as we go, please post questions in the chat box. And then at the end, I'll have him answer them for you, if that's okay with you guys. Cool? Ready? Okay, so just let me introduce him. Zach is a 2-star diamond coach from Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, so because we run a second business, he is technically a 2-star diamond. He has 2 diamonds underneath of his account. Can you guys give me a hand up if you're on Team Zach so we can see you? Okay. So that's what's up. So yeah, our account is 2-star diamond, meaning that we both qualify for quarterly bonuses in 2 accounts. And yeah, we make income on 2 accounts. He's not actively working the business, but we'll talk about that in a second. So yeah, if you just want to start off by telling them all about yourself and your role in the business.
Role in the business, it's nothing, I guess, big. It's more support than anything. I do crunch the numbers behind the scenes, which, I mean, it's always nice to be able to kind of just run different reports, different things, just so you can kind of see where your business has been and see where it is, and also see where it's going, and kind of project things and see what part of your business is lacking and whatnot, so you can kind of, you know, overcompensate and different things like that. But really the main job in this business is just her supporting, you know, everything that she wants out of this. And when she's down about something, you know, bring it back up. And when she's at her high, keep her at her high. So it's pretty simple.
So I guess the first time, Zach has known about Beachbody since 2014 when I started, but the first time that you, I guess, got to be a part of it was the cruise. So what was, I guess, seeing, because we are in that cruise for free by hitting Success Club every single month. So for those of you that are shooting for Punta Cana next year, like you get to bring a guest for free. So I guess tell them about the first time you were part of a Beachbody event.
So really, I guess even before that, the first big event she went to was Summit the first year, which, I mean, I really didn't. I was just like, okay, you're going the whole Shulu people and do Beachbody thing. That's cool, whatever. So then she came back from that, all held to the wind, high, excited, everything. And that's kind of when I saw like what she wanted out of this business. So then when the opportunity came that the cruise was going to be quote unquote free, and I mean pretty much all expenses paid, it was a no-brainer to go. And then once, I guess even going into the cruise, still had the, not necessarily the doubts, but kind of just like, all right, is this something real? Is this something tangible? Going to the cruise is what really changed my mindset with everything, because you do see not the business side of things, but like the actual person-to-person contact. Like I hear her talk about all the different people that she's on calls with, or they're on her calls, blah, blah, blah. And like they finally see each other in person, and you see each other, what, twice, 3 times a year, maybe tops. But then like some of them you meet for your first time at different events. So getting to see that interaction is really cool. And they all really have like the same end goal in this. But then to break off that, you do see like from the guy side of it, there's guys there to hang out who don't do all the Beachbody events, who don't do it. And it's almost a vacation. Just you get to meet these people and you see that they're going through the same thing that the guy's side, they're going through the same thing that you're going through. Their significant others on calls all the time, whatnot. But it's just kind of cool to bond and interact. I mean, after the cruise, you come back and become friends on the social media, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, with all the other guys and whatnot. So, I mean, you do build relationships. It's just cool to see it from that side, not necessarily from all the team calls and whatnot, but just kind of, you're low-key, you're off the board, everybody's just being themselves, and it's a cool experience.
Yeah, it was really cool, like having him see it too for the first time, because that was the first time I think that, and he mentioned that it was like really real for him, because when we walked on the ship, I remember like him looking at me, and honestly, this is the moment I'll never forget, is we walked on that ship and he was like, "You did it. Like you did this." And I was like, "Oh my God, like I did this. Like I created this." And it was a really great moment to go do that for him. So let's take it back to the beginning, okay? Because I am like the oldest coach on this call. I started in 2014. So I guess you tell us where our business started to, I guess, where it is now, how I was, I guess, all that good stuff.
With business, it didn't really even start as a legitimate business. It just started as almost a hobby. And then, everybody knows the story how she had started out coaching, et cetera, et cetera. So it started out as, once she became a coach, just, all right, this is extra income we can use towards this, and we use this, however we needed to. And then as time grew on, you begin to learn things and see how the business is. It became hey, this is a real thing. I'm going for it full force. I mean, not everybody obviously wants to quit their jobs. People are happy with their careers and whatnot, but you have that ability to do that if you want. And I guess over time, you see that grow, and you see it come from, all right, here's an extra $50 a month to a substantial income. And, that's kind of just the whole growth, and your whole mindset changes with it.
So I was obviously reporting as I was going through this too. So I didn't come into this as a full-time coach. A lot of you guys know me as somebody that does this full-time. I was a television reporter, a very early morning television reporter. I know that Stephanie's husband does it too right now. And so I guess you can tell them a little more about how I was, because again, you guys never saw that behind the scenes of who I was as a person, but Zach did. So how I was at that time in our lives.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the news reporting was what she wanted to do for her career. So she got in that career path, and that was the end game. I mean, that was what she was going to do for the rest of her life. So, going into it with her first job, she was excited at first and whatnot. But then as time grew on, she had the realization that, this wasn't what I wanted to do. And then Beachbody was the chance to get out of it. But while you're doing the reporter and by doing Beachbody, I mean, she would work, 3 a.m? 3 to noon or 1, come home, work. I get home from work around 5:30 or 6. She'd be working Beachbody till then. So it was balancing those when, I mean, I knew her heart wasn't in the reporting. Her heart was in Beachbody. So it's hard to see her have to do these insane, ridiculous hours for something that she wasn't even sold on, when the thing that she really wanted was sit at home and do that business.
Mm-hmm. So my business, obviously, as a reporter, as you guys just heard, I did a lot behind the scenes. So even though I was working those crazy hours, I still had to like do whatever I had to do to make it work, even though my schedule was nuts. And I guess it was probably easy to say I was miserable with my job. I guess, when did you realize that I was going to take this to the next level? And what was my work ethic like while I was going through all that?
I don't think there was like a set time where I realized it was going to be at the next level. There was never like one significant moment. Her business was growing though during this time as reporting. So I guess at a point it became, okay, this could be a real thing. We can eventually, you can quit your job that you're miserable at and have this. The time that I saw it become, hey, I'm done with being a news reporter, I'm doing Beachbody full blast, was when she got called in on a Saturday in Tennessee to cover over a snowstorm that came through and got, like 2 inches of snow. So for Tennessee, all hell breaks loose. And that was like her end game. She was like, this isn't what I want to do. And Beachbody gave her that opportunity to not do it anymore. She had put in so much time and effort into Beachbody. So that was really like the time that it was, hey, I'm done with this career path. It's time to go full-fledged.
So like I was telling the beginning of the call, I had a lot of failures. A lot of people don't realize. A lot of things that went wrong. A lot of them were wrong behind the scenes that not many people are, that I don't talk about. I probably should talk about more. So I guess what were some of the biggest failures you've seen me have and how I overcame them? I guess stuff that maybe they don't know.
I mean, I would go to, you look at this time last year and the team that you had, Kelsey had, like, there's nobody on this call right now that was on that team, right? 1, 2 maybe?
No, I don't think any of them were.
So nobody was. And talk about building from scratch. And you guys are honestly, a week away from being an elite team. You were just named the top 200 team. Like, doing that within a year of pretty much starting over after you'd already been in the business for a little over a year. So that's kind of, and that should be motivation to anybody out there thinking that they can't make this a reality, or, they're stuck in one spot. She should be kind of motivation, like, look, her whole team quit or whatnot, fell apart, and within the year, she built it back to be bigger and stronger than it ever was after doing it for a year and a half. That's kind of, that's the biggest, and I don't even call it a failure. It was almost a blessing because she got blessed by having you guys being this team compared to, the stranglers and the people that weren't bought into it previously.
So, I told you guys that before. Like, I had a whole different team last year. So I guess, what did you notice about me last year too, while I was, my leadership and the way that I was doing to, I guess, how I am now?
I don't know if necessarily leadership's changed. It's been more, I guess you've grown as a person, grown in this business. Her biggest flaw from a year ago to now was you still want this as bad as you did then, maybe in different ways, different things. But she was spending time on dead ends, on people that didn't want the same thing that she did, on just things that weren't going anywhere, instead of actually focusing on people that were truly in this business for the right things and wanted the right thing out of it. Does that answer your question?
I don't know. I'm just letting you talk. I don't know. What else do you want to go over?
You had me.
I guess, like, what I do that maybe they don't see behind the scenes, and like how it affects our day-to-day life? Because I know that you guys hear from me a lot. You guys see from me in the team page a lot. So I guess like from your perspective, like what they don't see behind the scenes.
I mean, you hit on earlier with right now, like answering calls all the time, but I mean, some of you guys might be like it too. We can just be sitting there watching TV or cooking dinner and she's on her phone doing this. And I don't even question it anymore because I know it's going to pay off in the end. And it's her business. That's what she's doing. She's 24/7 pretty much. But really, I mean, in the mornings I'm up working with 7:30 and she's taking 2 or 3 hours in the morning to just make herself a better person for self-development and trying to figure out better ways to motivate you all and try to portray this and show you guys the real possibilities in this business. So it's a lot of things like that. I mean, and even go into what we're doing right now with Quarter Force. Like I'm doing the workouts with her. I'm trying to stick to the meal plan as best I can, but she's like full-fledged, hasn't cheated once. I've cheated 3 or 4 times. Like it's just a whole mindset and mentality of this is what she wants, this is what she's going to do. And
Zach can't give up beer, but that's okay.
It's never going to happen.
It's been torture for the past couple of weeks, but he can't do it. It's fine. So we talked a little bit about the team from 2015, and you guys obviously don't know any of them, right? I mean, this is a brand new team, and it's me starting from scratch, and I had to go out and find new people. But you know, and I don't know if like he wants to talk about this at all, but he knows a lot of you guys. He might not have like been on a call with you guys, but I think you know names. So I guess like what do you know about this team right now? I guess what we're working for and the women on this call.
And this is no offense to anybody, but like I used to be able to like know everybody that was on the team, had it down to scratch, and now it seems like every other day there's a new name. I'm like, who in the hell is this person I've never heard of? But that's a good thing because I mean you guys are all doing what you need to be doing and doing the right things. So what was your question now? Sorry, I was just thinking about to go back to a year ago. I mean your team wasn't nearly the size of this now, but like I knew everybody's name. You had a team call it this person this time. And now, over the past even 6 months, it's just gotten. So what was your question?
My question was like what you knew about them so far and like what we're working for and how involved you are on that side of things.
Yeah. I mean, elite's a huge thing. So for everyone that's pushing for this, I mean, it's not just an individual award for Kelsey. I mean, it's you guys as a team as a whole. And it's after going on the cruise and like the elite people get recognized and like you're on a cruise with what 3,000 people, 5,000 people, something like that. But like the special group of people that are the elite, like that, you guys have that potential to be like all eyes on you. And like how crazy is it? She came in yesterday when that guy from corporate was like messaged her out of the blue and was like, hey, we noticed you, keep pushing. Like you guys are legitimately getting to the point where corporate's noticing you. Like that's cool as hell. I don't.
Yeah.
No.
We are going to, I guess, before I get into the spouse account, because I know that a lot of you have questions about that or have been interested in learning a little more about what the hell that is and like how that will benefit you in the long run. I guess, how have you seen me personally change through this process, and how has our relationship changed? This should be a good one.
Definitely the temperament's changed. It's been more, I won't say less, not like towards me, but like less aggressive, less like, less, if like this doesn't work out, like freak the hell out type thing. Like, there's a purpose and there's finding ways around and like problem solving and just like your mentality, your growth in self-development's helped a shit ton. Just seeing you'd get so defeated, and you always go back to a year ago. Because I mean, a year ago wasn't like, that's like a key point in her business just because of everything that did happen. But like, if she'd get off a call with one of her coaches a year ago and they didn't like bring anything to the table, or they had no plan for the next week, no plan for the future, like she would get down herself thinking it was her fault. But I mean, you can only, and this isn't saying that any of you are like that, but you guys will know this with your coaches as well. There's only so far you can lead people. If people don't want to follow or they don't want the same thing, then you're kind of just wasting your time. And that's what I tried telling her. And I think you've done over the past 6 months is take a business mindset to this instead of taking a person side to it. You have to legitimately view it as a business. If you have a 30-minute phone call with somebody, that's technically a 30-minute meeting. Did you get anything accomplished with that? If you're in a business setting, you got nothing accomplished, what's going to happen? You know, I mean, that's really your mindset is to treat it as a legit business. And I think that's kind of where you started changing and, you know.
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing is, and I love that you brought that up actually, because that is a huge flaw of mine, is that I put my heart into every single person I work with. So I take it very personally when I get a cancellation or when I get on a call and like I feel like we did, like he said, I felt like we didn't accomplish anything. Or like when somebody would set goals with me one week and the next week I'd get on and I would think that I would take that as my fault. Like I did. I'm like, what was I doing wrong as the leader in the situation?
Yeah.
And go ahead.
I mean, even recently, I mean, some of you may know about some people that have quit recently or in the past few months and the bullshit excuses they've given you as to why, or just, I mean, that still drives you up a wall.
Well, it's heartbreaking for me.
Yeah, because you do, and that's where it goes back to, it is a business. You've invested time in this. Mm-hmm. And
it's because like you guys have no idea, like we get off that first call, like with you, like I get off the first call with you and you sit down and you tell me everything you want out of this. And you give me this list of stuff like that you want to accomplish and that you're shooting for in your life. And the moment I get a cancellation email, it's like a dagger into that form, honestly. And it's like, wow, you really didn't want it that bad. And that's how I take it. And so I get myself so worked up because I'm like, I just want them to have this so bad. Like I want to give it to somebody so bad. So it's not like I'm like, they cancel and I hate them. That's not what I'm saying. They cancel and it hurts. Because I literally, like he said, I put so much time into these people to help them grow and to help them achieve what they want out of life, and it's just gone.
It's, I don't know what the right word is. And I'm not going heartbreaking. It's just kind of defeating just because you did put 30 minutes or an hour into somebody, or even multiple calls, 5 or 6 calls. I mean, that adds up over time. That you could have took that time and put it into another one of your coaches that really wants this business to help better them. So it's kind of you have to have a mindset to, I guess, be able to get over that and move on.
Yeah, I mean, the CEO mindset that you said, I think was definitely something that I had to really transform over this year, was realizing that, like, I'm your friend and you're going to be your coach's friends, but, like, you're also their business mentor, and you have to learn how to separate the two. I think that was probably a big thing. Mm-hmm. Okay, so how many of you guys are interested in the income side of things? Is anybody motivated by income on this call? If you're all withdrawn to Team Simply Beautiful, I'm assuming that every single one of you are motivated by some sort of income. Well, a lot of you, how many of you guys are on the fence? How many of you have a spouse account already or a second account? How many of you are on the fence about it or have heard about it? Okay, so I guess, go ahead. Don't do the Chipotle example.
No, I don't want that. Can we just get, like, what makes you be on the fence about having a spouse account? Like, what are your cons, I guess, to having a spouse account? That's kind of what, if we can break off that.
Do you want them dead?
I mean, yeah, I mean, you can put it in the chat box or whatever. Just so we, I mean, so you can kind of.
There's no wrong answer to
Yeah,
this.
just so we know kind of, I guess, what your mentality is, what your biggest issue is with
keeping up volume on 2 accounts. You mean volume as in like making sure you cover your stuff in both accounts? Okay. Spending the additional money. Okay. Anybody else have any other concerns you're thinking of? And this doesn't have to just be a spouse account too. Like if you don't have a spouse, it can be like a second account, a sibling, a mom or dad. You're not making any money yet and then spending the additional money on top of that. Okay. So mostly it seems like it's financial reasons is what I'm hearing, right? Military and extra money and trying to run it or do it alone, extra money. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that is one of the big...
That was one of my concerns too.
Yeah.
Throwing that out there.
So it's kind of one of those things you have to... Can we curse? No.
Yes, you can curse if you
It's
want.
kind of one of those things where you just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it because like I'm at pretty much the top of Kelsey's downline. So now anything that you're right, like so now anything that volume wise that she's getting, she's doubling up on with my account. So I mean, if you're serious about this business and really want this for your future, and it's almost a must because yeah, sure the first 6 months might suck and you might technically lose money, I guess, with your Shakeology and everything.
You might.
You might.
We never did.
But yeah, we never did because I mean, what you said, 2 people up, you get paid for it.
But here's the thing, and like he obviously he doesn't know the side of like Success Club and all that stuff like we knew, but like I can honestly tell you, and I can look you straight in the eye and tell you that I have never invested a dime into either of our accounts, like to date. I have never spent money on my Shakeology or on his. Yes, it's going to come out of my account, but the money that I bring in monthly, it is a small part of that.
And it's one of those things that might be tight now, but like I said, if you're serious about the business and really like plan on doing this and you're going to be around for the long haul, you're going to kick yourself in the ass in 6 months or a year or 2 years when you don't have that account there, because I mean that's just doubling everything up for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you do decide to do your second account at that time, it's going to be all the way to the hell at the bottom of your downline, and you know you're going to be building from bottom up from there.
So let me show you guys what we're talking about when we say that he's at the top of my downline. I'm going to show you guys my thing really quick. Can everybody see this? Can everybody see that? Good.
But you can even see at the
So
beginning.
I'm here, and he is right here.
But you can even see at the beginning, though, that we were still skeptical about this fast account, because if not, we would be at one. I would be at one of those 2 spots.
Yes.
So I mean, it did take us a couple months maybe to get it figured out right.
Mm-hmm.
But look,
Yeah.
I mean, compare that to the very bottom of the downline, and look at how much difference volume is that you can make in that. I mean,
Yeah, and you guys see here, like you might not understand volume right now, but you can see me right here. I have 1,543 on my left leg. I have 2,665 on my right leg. Like look at his, 1,318 and 1,297. Because he's so high up there, he is getting a lot. He's getting all of my volume. And like he just said, I was skeptical about the spouse account too, because guess what? He's not right here. Like he's not right at the top of my downline. I was nervous about doing it too. But my coach told me the same thing that we're saying right now, is that if you want to make money in the long run, which I'm about to show you why this will pay off for you, you need to do it. Even if you have to sign them up and make them inactive if you can't cover it that month.
just to cover that spot.
Mm-hmm. You just need to grab that spot.
That's really what it comes down to.
And that spot, like, I know that a lot of you have them on there. And, like, yes, you want to keep it active because, I mean, we drink the performance line in his account. We drink Shakeology in mine, and we both use it. So, yes, like, regardless. But if worst came to worst and you're like, shit, like, I can't afford this. Like, I can't do this month. Like, you just make him inactive. Obviously, you're going to want somebody else over there to hold your rank. You just make him inactive and you just skip that payment that month. Or skip that shipment that month.
Because honestly, you're going to be glad that you did it down the road.
And we'll show you why right now.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
All right. So I'm going to let you, we'll start from the bottom. So this, guys, we'll show you. I signed up in 2014, and I signed him up a month after I signed up because I was, again, didn't want to spend the extra money. So I'm going to show you guys where we started in 2014. This is going to go by month, and I'll show you how this has grown over the year. I would like the feedback to see what your guys' reactions are on this. So this was 2014 for us in this account. This is not both business centers. This is his account by himself. So if you want to, I guess you guys can see here that, like, how much I obviously didn't sign up until May. I sold one challenge pack in that account in May.
So, I mean, if you look at that, we didn't even cover Shakeology in that account, technically. I mean, we probably covered it with
Yeah,
her
we
account
covered it in
and my
mine,
account.
but yeah.
But took us, 7 months to finally cover Shakeology, right?
Well, no, I covered it in June.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, like, my account,
I was
like,
thinking challenge back.
yeah, for you guys to understand, like, obviously this is the second account, so I was still covering it in my first account. So that's what I'm saying. I never invested a dime.
So don't think that, like, you technically have to, like, sign your 2 people up in that account to cover it, because you can have 8 people signed up in your one account that covers both of them. So it's not necessarily
Yeah. So as you guys can
just
see
tied
here,
to that account.
look, I made $14 in this account in July. Like, at this time, I'm thinking to myself, like, is this really worth it? 114, 40, 19, 171. So in this account alone in 2014, it made $498.88. That's how much that one account made. So, but still, if you look at it,
So what we lost money off Shakeology.
well, technically in this
out
account
of that
alone.
account.
But
Yeah,
yes,
that's what I'm saying.
so again,
Yeah.
you're working a second account, so you're not
Exactly.
technically losing money. So jump it up to 2015. Okay. This account I started to be able to grow this account a little more. I started selling more challenge packs in it. I actually went through a stage right here. These 3 where I actually lost his rank. Because I was focused on, I told you guys, 2015 was a bad year for me, so I was trying to rebuild. So I completely stopped working on his account. So these 3 months, that's why it says 56, 14, 19, because I didn't build his account. But then I finally got it back to Emerald and it cycled out. That's why I had a $350 paycheck that in August. But it continued to grow for the rest of the year because I got that account to Emerald, which meant it started to cycle a little bit. So it was starting to earn extra money. So as you guys can see, it jumped up from $498 to $2,529 in the second year. Does that make sense? 2016, we're currently sitting at $8,950.16 in this count by itself. As you guys can see, I hit diamond in his account in March, so I started cycling way more. As this year has gone up and our team has grown around us, Erica's team is actually on his left leg, which makes him really balanced. He now makes between 700 to, obviously you guys saw, he also got that quarterly bonus in October. So that account made $1,700 just last month on its own. But right now we're sitting at $534, but typically we're ending each month around $1,000 in extra in this account. So it doesn't make sense. Maybe if you go back to this and you're like, shit, I'm still starting, but like over a matter of 2 years, that's what's happened to this account. And how many of you guys would like an extra $10,000 a year in your account?
And that's just with being, I mean, you have to be serious with this business, and this is what you see for your future. I mean, whether you're quitting your job and doing this full time or not, I mean, that just shows you that, I mean, she didn't start doing full time until a year ago. So, I mean, look at how much that has grown in 2.5 years.
I mean, it started at $500 to $25,000 to this year. It will end over $10,000. It's projected to. I just feel like with this account, like you can't not do it. Like I said, even if you're really pushing right now, like you're like, shit, I'm still trying to like cover my Shakeology, and I know that a lot of you, that's your biggest concern, because when I bought it, I think I bought like a Turbo Fire challenge pack under him. I was like, I'll just try Turbo Fire, and I ended up like hating it. But I just did it because my coach told me to do it, and she's like, it'll make sense, I promise. And now like that we have the team surrounding, and like you guys can build, like I'm not going to go too much into this now, but you can strategically build around that account so it cycles more. And like that's why when I go to my right leg, you know how I tell you guys to go left and right and left and right? Like when I go to my right leg, I go into his weak leg. So like I'm building that at the same time. So now it's growing and it's making money. That account is projected to, if the trends continue, that account will end around $30,000 next year if the trend continues. So, I mean,
Going to Vegas.
We're not going to Vegas. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why it might not make sense right now. And you might be sitting in your seat like, oh my God, I can't even think about this right now. Like, I'm trying to cover my Shakeology. But here's the thing, guys. If you're doing your job as a coach and you're helping people every month and you hit Success Club 10, they're both covered. Plus, you guys, we need to be proof of the products anyway. You're going to be buying Shakeology no matter what. And when it comes to the second account, just do the performance line because you're going to be proof of that product, those products too. Those products work, you know? So, all right. Does anybody have any questions for Zach about anything that we talked about tonight? And you guys, you're more than welcome to ask him questions too if you're on the fence. Or any of you guys have any other questions about anything he mentioned? All right. I think you're clear. You're good. All right, guys.
One last message from me. Whoever's pushing for elite, keep it going because it's going to be for all the people that have been to Summit or going to Summit next year, it'll be really cool to see you guys be rewarded and be, the eye of everybody and just a cool thing. I mean, you see it happen around you, so you have the opportunity now to do it. Why not you, right?
I didn't tell him to say that either, so.
Straight from the heart. Thanks, guys.
All right, guys. Well, I am so glad you guys can make it on. This was a nice, big team call tonight. I'm going to go through this real quick. Somebody answered Amanda's question perfect. Yeah, it can just be a discount coach. That's how it was at first for me. I just added extra people in there. I hit Success Club. The way that I operated that business, just for a side note, is I always hit Success Club in my account first, and then I go and put extra people into that account. So if I was at Success Club 6 back then, so I didn't care if I was about hitting 10, like I have to hit 10 now, it's my non-negotiable. You find out your non-negotiable. So for me, like if it was Success Club 6 in my account, then I started stacking people in his so he could make extra money too. But as everybody tells you guys, like Emerald is always your first milestone, right? Like it's getting there so you can start those cycle bonuses. Then you get their account to Emerald, and then they start cycling, and then all of a sudden they get extra money too. So that's how that works. But no, he does not have to work the business. He's signing up just as a discount coach. And like I said, you have the option, like once you start building around him and you can maintain your rank, if you had a month where you're like, I'm going to put this on hold, like I know Erica can back me up on this. Like she'll like, okay, I'm just going to skip a month. Or Emily does this too, where it's like, she has somebody else over there where she's not going to lose rank. So if she needs to save money that month, she'll put him inactive for a month. That's perfectly fine. Obviously, when they hit diamond, you cannot do that. But as Emerald coaches, and if you have other people over there, you can. Do you add people on his account from yours, or do you log in from his to do it? So he's his own coach. You know what I mean? He's technically his own thing. So yes, I have, oh my gosh, then once you get 2-star, you get a second business center. They're all separate logins. It's so annoying. It's not like I can click back and forth, which sucks. But yes, I do. When I send somebody like an enrollment form, like you guys normally would through the app, I just send it from his email instead of mine. And I'll just explain to my customers, and I'll be like, hey, it's going to say your coach is Zach Smith. That's still me. I run my husband's account too. No one's ever had a problem with that. Like I said, there's a ton of coaches on this call right now that are actually underneath Zach's account. So they just know that I run 2 businesses. And again, you might not be building that business right now, but you guys just see what it's doing just by sitting there, right? Like, plus you get the performance line. Shit. I mean, who doesn't want to energize? I love it. All right. Any other questions? Yeah, just make it like you're non-negotiable to hit in your account first. And then if you want to add people, like I'm looking around my thing right now. Stephanie hit Success Club, and then she started putting people under Jack's account. Like Leah hit Success Club last month, so she started putting people under Braden's account. Erica does this. Ashton does this. Rebecca does this. I personally make sure I'm at Success Club before I put people in Zach's account every month. So it's just, your business always comes first no matter what. But like in order to grow a really big and thriving business, like think about that. Like his account right now is at $9,000. Like I said, it'll finish around like 11 or 12 this year. Like that's extra on top of my other 2 accounts. Like that's just one of my accounts. So like I've already surpassed my reporter income this year, which was a huge win for me because that's what I was working for this year. So, but it starts with, no, Kim, you do not. And that's my opinion. That everybody else might say different. I would you want to be at Success Club, right? You want to make sure you're hitting your goals first. Your business is going to have to grow, because what's the point in that account being an emerald if like you're not stable? You know what I mean? So I think that the biggest thing is making sure that you are always meeting your requirements first. Like, so you're at Success Club, or you set up your 3 people, and then you move over there. I don't ever touch his account unless I'm at jeopardy of losing rank in that account first. Like, that's the only time. But like I said, he's a 2-star diamond right now. So obviously my focus is over there still too. But when he was an emerald, no. Mm-mm. I made it emerald one month where I hit like Success Club 10 early, and I was like, I'm just going to put the next 2 people in Zach's account. That's how it worked. And then I just kept putting them over there after that. Then it hit diamond, and then it hit 1-star, and then hit 2-star. And I was like, what the hell is happening in that account? You have no idea. It just fly. It'll fly too. But think about that. Like, once you guys hit 2-star diamond, you qualify for quarterly bonuses, which is an extra $800 a month, an extra $800 every 3 months. So we have 2 2-star accounts. So then you get 5-star and you get an extra $2,500. 10 stars, a lot more than that. So like, it keeps growing as you go. But like, that's another thing, is like your spouse account doubles up on that, right? So like I said, it doesn't have to be one of those things where you're like, let's do it right now, like, and start building it right now. I just feel like it should be placed very early, because if he wasn't where he was in my organization, like as high as he was, like I said, there's still somebody above him from me procrastinating on it. If he wasn't where he was right now, he would not be making as much money as he does. Like, most of his income comes from team cycle bonus. I only put 3 people in his month, maybe a month. Like, I didn't even hit Success Club in that account last month. It comes with practice too. I mean, like, remember, a lot of you guys are newer coaches. Now, I'm not telling you to build 2 accounts. I'm not. I'm just telling you to make sure he's on there, or somebody's on there. It'll help you in the long run. Any other questions? All right. Well, I'm just going to leave you guys with this then. Next week at this time, we'll know a lot about our organization, and we'll have a lot to celebrate. Or I guess, let me think here. It's Thanksgiving next Thursday. Probably shouldn't have a team call next Wednesday, huh? Damn. You guys want to do it earlier in the week? Or you just want me to cancel it? Do you guys want to move our team call to Tuesday next week?
Don't cancel it, because I have a good feeling we need to be together.
Okay.
Yeah, please don't cancel. We definitely all want to be together next week.
Okay, so let's do Tuesday at 8. Does that work? Oh, we're traveling. Can we do Monday? Can you guys make Monday work?
Can you do it from the car?
I can do it from the car, actually, if you guys don't care. Yeah, I'm coming to Kansas. I'll do it from the car.
You have service.
Let's just put it this way. I will tell you guys in the next couple of days when that team call will be, whether or not I'll either be in the car or I will be sitting here on Monday night. I don't know. But yeah, since Thanksgiving's next week, I'm not going to make you guys get on here the night before Thanksgiving. So if you guys want to hop on for a quick mastermind, fun, exciting call, I think we'll have a lot to celebrate next week. We'll do that. It won't be a long one. It'll be like a 30-minute one probably. But yeah, for my PS coaches that need my help, that need me this week, I'm 150% available. Please use me. Let me know how I can help you. And let's accomplish these goals. Keep your heads down. Be excited about this. This business should not be frustrating. But remember how I said at the beginning of the call, right now we have to operate at an 8, right? We're pushing really hard for something, but it's only temporary. Let's push together. Let's make this happen together. And let's have something to celebrate next time we see each other. Okay? Yeah, Rox, go ahead.
Guess rather than typing it.
Yeah.
So is there something posted somewhere, maybe in the files, that suggests the tabs that I should have for my binder? Because I'm trying to get that all set up, and I don't know like the best way that I should be, kind of separating it and organizing it. Because even though I've been a coach since August, things kind of fell off for me.
Mm-hmm.
And,
yes.
Start from scratch.
I'm going to add you to my personally sponsored page tonight, or actually when we got this call. And then I'm going to have you schedule a one-on-one call with me, if that's okay with you. And then we'll talk about getting you restarted the correct way, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, I just kind of need to
Reboot?
beginning, almost day one again, pretty much.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. And we'll start off with like a get started right call, basically to kind of reset you, if that's cool with you, and we'll go from there. Okay?
Works for me.
Okay, awesome. All right, guys, you guys have a great rest of your night, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye.